Hi, welcome. My name is Dr. Karen May, and you're joining us for Everything Neuropathy. And today we are going to talk about, is diabetic neuropathy reversible? And so, like anytime we've done any everything neuropathy, this is great information. I always usually give an action step, but make certain it applies to you and fits for your circumstance and situation. And always consult with your physician if you have any questions. So let's dive in. I'm not going long on this one. I'm going to give some big things, and then over the next couple months, we'll dive a little deeper into each of them. But I think we need to break that down. Diabetic neuropathy. What does that mean? It means all of the extra blood sugar above 5.7 on an A1C, and that's pre-diabetes. Anything, and then all the way up to, I've seen people with as high as 14 on an A1C, all of that extra blood sugar has to go somewhere. And so it literally physically attacks the covering of the nerves and then the nerve itself. So the higher your A1C or the higher your blood glucose, if you check it in the morning on an empty stomach, if it's over about 90, all of that extra blood sugar kills nerves. So that's the first thing. That's how diabetes causes neuropathy in a short snippet. The reversible is the second piece of this. So diabetes needs to be under better control because if you are literally pouring gasoline onto a fire and expecting a garden hose to put it out, no, it's not going to be reversible. So we have to be logical in thinking about this. But many doctors will say that neuropathy, regardless of the cause, is not reversible. And I challenge that because nerves heal at 1 millimeter a day under ideal, healthy conditions. So most people in America and abroad even aren't healthy. And if you have diabetes, that's your built-in meter to tell you how inflamed you are, how much inflammation is causing some of your neuropathy. So breaking this down, you can heal and repair nerves, but you have to have better internal health conditions. So if you have diabetes, I'm going to let you know, 2016, finally the research came out that type 2 diabetes, type 2, or non-insulin dependent, but some diabetics who are type 2 are insulin dependent now, so things are shifting, is completely reversible by changing your lifestyle and your exercise. So nutrition and exercise. Completely reversible, type 2 diabetes. So food as medicine is super powerful. I am not opposed to medication. And if you have blood sugar issues, you absolutely have to get that down because there's other implications besides neuropathy. But what you put into your mouth, out of 100% of your health, 70% is what you put into your mouth. You have 70% control by just what you eat. And if you can bring your inflammation down using our food as medicine videos, all of that good stuff you can pull from, you literally have an opportunity to decrease your blood sugar naturally using food. It's not what you think. I challenge you to think of what you think is healthy. And there are some diabetic classes that have you count carbs and carb up to shoot up. And if that's what is necessary for you, that's fine, but it doesn't mean you're healthy. So the focus is nutrition to heal and repair. Type 2 diabetes is 100% reversible. So you got to put the effort in though. And you have that built-in, I call BS meter, blood sugar and BS. Because if your blood sugar is high and your A1C is high, and I say above 5.7 on that A1C, and you tell me, oh, I'm doing everything perfect and I'm eating perfectly, I call BS. So if your blood sugar is not where it needs to be, I call BS on what you're eating. But also how you handle stress and how what movement you're capable of doing within the confines of what your body will allow. So understand you got to put the work in if you want type 2 diabetic neuropathy to be reversible. Now, the neuropathy piece can be reversible as well, but I set realistic expectations for people. Reversible takes a lot of work, and it takes the right person to do that. So we expect progression, not perfection. So if you literally slow this down and start to make one change, and just by getting more vegetables in at every meal you eat, it's amazing what your body's capable of. We work with people who have diabetes. I hate when people say they're a diabetic, because you can change that. You don't have to own that. And so don't let that be a label that sticks to you. You do the work in order to get through that, so then you can reverse your diabetes, or at least need less medication, because medication can be very life-saving, but there's also side effects, so maybe even less medication from your prescribing doctor. And then you can also physically work on repairing those nerves as well. And we have a systematic approach as to how we do that, so that way you can get the results. You can look at avoiding amputation, improve microcirculation, all the things that go into the ugliness of uncontrolled diabetic neuropathy. Uncontrolled diabetes and uncontrolled neuropathy is staggering of the quality of life effects. So if you want to do it, you can. You have to understand where you're at and where you're starting. And are we asking to run a marathon when you can barely walk? So we have to set realistic expectations for improvement. And it's not going to go away overnight. It's not going to go away in 2 weeks. But every bite you make now, I challenge you, within 5 days can make a difference in how your blood sugar responds. But you got to put the effort in. Take a look at some of our food as medicine videos, make some small changes. Many people need to write a couple things down in food journals, so that way you can track to see what spikes it too. Even if you do have diabetes, even some natural things can cause spikes in blood sugar. So it's not the same for everyone. So take it simple. First step, increase more vegetables every single meal. Try to get 4 to 5 cups of vegetables in a day, spread throughout the day. That's the first start that you can make to making diabetic neuropathy potentially reversible. Have a great day.